Well, good afternoon. We are the Engineering Student Success Center. Thank you for attending the session for our incoming Frosh. Before we jump into the agenda and introductions, I want to let you know we will be relying on the Q&A feature. This is a webinar, not a Zoom meeting. You are all muted and we cannot see you. We have the Q&A feature that you can use to ask us questions. You should see the Q&A button on the bottom of the webinar window. We plan on going through our presentation first, and then we will have lots of time to answer your questions live. Also know, this webinar is being recorded and will be available later this week at www.sjsu.edu/admittedspartanday. So let's jump in to our agenda. We will introduce ourselves here in a minute, but today we will share a video that we made which gives an overview of who we are and the services that we provide. We'll talk about advising at SJSU and how it's a partnership across departments and advisors. We will share with you the different advising offices and services across campus. We will share with you the advising tools that are available for students to stay on track as they progress to graduation. We will take some time to look ahead to orientation, what you can expect as far as advising, how the ESSC will support you, and some helpful tips and information. The remainder of our time will be spent answering your questions live, so please jot those questions down and have them ready. We are the Engineering Student Success Center. You can see our full team here in this photo. Our team is a dedicated group of faculty advisors, professional advisors, and peer advisors who are ready to help all engineering students achieve success. My name is Sarah Gordon. I'm the director of the Engineering Student Success Center. I've been at SJSU for almost 4 years and almost 10 years with the CSU system. We have some members of the team here today to present. Jack, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jack Warecki. I'm a lecturer for a class called Introduction to Engineering, and I'm also an ESSC advisor and a general engineering advisor as well. And welcome.
Hi, I'm Smita, and I am a faculty, and I'm a lecturer. I teach a general engineering class as well as the upper division materials class, and I'm also a ESSC advisor, and welcome. We hope to see you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shelby Taylor. I'm one of the academic advisors for the ESSC. I specialize in graduation and retention and helping our students who are looking to change their major.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sjsu Santos. I'm one of the ESSC academic advisors, and welcome to our presentation.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Liliana Alonso. I'm a graduate intern to be a future professional advisor.
Thank you, team. We now have a video prepared to share that gives an overview of the ESSC services. Please enjoy.
Welcome everyone to the Engineering Student Success Center at San Jose State. Today I'm going to explain to you all the services that is provided by this wonderful center. Here at the Engineering Student Success Center, our team of dedicated faculty, peer, and full-time advisors, they have one goal in mind, which is your success. And this is what we are doing the best. So let me explain to you a few of the things that we are doing here. We are trying to help all our engineering students to achieve success as the main goal. The mission is to empower our students from application to graduation by supporting their academic and personal growth and engaging them as a lifetime members of the San Jose State University learning community. The team provides programming and advising support and guidance, as well as personal and professional development guidance to everybody in this college. When I'm talking about the students, that's what we mean by the success. How do we do that? We can look at that one very clearly at the how it is the mission statement of the Success Center. We empower the students from the application to graduation. We support the center provide programs and advising that it is support the students' smooth transition into college, their transformation into active learners and owners of their academic careers. So our mission is actually explain exactly what we are doing there and what exactly kind of services we can provide you in this case. Now let's go deep into what we are doing at the center in more details. Starting from the very beginning, our team helps the student or navigate the orientation process. And if you look at the slide, you're going to see that there are really milestones that you will find yourself dealing with when you are a student at the College of Engineering, from orientation, the guided pathways, the year-round support, and the graduation and beyond. All of these things will be part of the services we are providing. So we help you navigate the orientation process, enroll in the correct classes, clarify majors and general education requirements. When the student take courses like Introduction to Engineering, you received or they receive a guided pathway advising to plan their road towards graduation. So you're going to sit with an advisor, and this advisor will go through your semester by semester plan to make sure that you graduated within the time that you have in mind. At the same time, giving you advice about the classes that you should consider in your plan. We offer the year-round graduate and undergraduate resources, advising and on college and university policies, campus academic resources, general support to help students process to graduation. As students progress through their major, we also offer graduation advising and assistance with post college transition, whether a student would like to go to the next level of their study and go to graduate studies, or they would like to start their professional life and their career in Silicon Valley and beyond. So that is one of the things that you keep in mind when we talk about the engineering student success. Now we have a wonderful team, and this team, you can see their pictures on the screen here. They're dedicated, they know what they're talking about. Where it is the leadership of the center is really an excellent leadership. The teamwork among the members of the center is actually an example that followed by so many of the other units of the college. So you will go there, you have an answer, will have an answer to any of your questions. So our team of professional advisors, faculty advisors, career counselors, and peer advisor, all of them standing there to help you. All are committed to your success and make sure that you are successful. Some of our team members are actually faculty; they're teaching too, and some of them are students, so they know exactly what you're going through. And the rest of the teams are they are very dedicated, knowledgeable about their field, which is coming to counseling or coming to career advice. All of these things are part of the team. So technically speaking, you are really actually in good hands. If we look at the process of navigating the college and becoming the engineer you're looking for, you're going to see that it's actually overwhelming. Our team of the Engineering Student Success Center offers you advising and support over a lot of topics, and many of those challenging areas that you see them, you need some information about them before you can make your decision. So we advise our student in person, we advise them online with any questions, whether it is through the video conferencing or the emails, or you can come to the center, and we'll be more than happy to help you. And this is will cover so many things like finance, study habits, course recommendations. All of these things will be covered to campus involvement, career aspirations. You have a question about your future, you need some help, academic planning, personal challenges or difficulties. During advising sessions, we work with the student to help them strategize, and this is very important to know about strategizing with general education classes to take and how to prepare for the major courses, which one will help you to be ready for your major courses, and how can you build on whatever you have to get to the next level. Which major specific courses are required, and which upper division classes to take in order to ensure the student's success and growth. Those are some of the topics that you're going to find some different answer for your question about them. We work directly with the engineering department. We cooperate with them. We work with them directly, so we can ensure that our students have success to the most accurate, and have access to the most accurate information about policies and course recommendation. So we work with the faculties from the department to get that information, and that's very helpful because that's going to make sure that the students are getting the information, and it's really an accurate information. If our student find their original goal or original major is actually not in line with their aspiration, now we talk about change of major. So we help the student change the major, and between the engineering department, or we advise the student through the whole change of major process. There are workshops that run by the center that will help you and answer most of your questions, helping the students stay on track and maintain their efficient timeline of graduation. There are a lot. There is a plethora of university and college level resources available for you. San Jose State is famous for that. Our advisor work with the learning communities on and off campus to match you with the support that you need, whether that be tutoring, developing your study skills, finding an internship, career development, introducing you to one or more of the 30+ engineering student organizations, which is we encourage our students to consider them. That's going to help you get involved and broaden your horizon, open the door for you to meet other students with the same interest. At the Success Center, we pride ourselves on one-stop shop. We are the heart of the College of Engineering. If you have a question, you come to us. We'll be more than happy to help you. If you don't have the answer, we'll direct you to the place where you can find the answer. And that is important. So we work with other units across the campus to give the student referrals to where they can find the answers. And information is power, and we have this information, and we give it to you so you can get the right answers and you can proceed with your academic success. In the case of international graduate students, they are interested in pursuing their internship through the CPT, or they would like to find job opportunities using OPT. They can inquire about this one at the center. We work with the International Student Office closely and on behalf of a certain department to support the student petition. The San Jose State University engineering students have a unique opportunity. The reason for this one, if you look at this map, we're actually in the middle of a sea of well-known, famous companies. You name it, you see them on the web, you see people talking about them. We have those companies within 30 minutes from where are located. Big names are here, so you have this unique opportunity to engage with local and global communities. We take it to the heart that we say that San Jose State is powering Silicon Valley. So many of the students are working at famous companies. Name a company and you're going to find some of the students from San Jose State is actually working at this company at multiple levels. Tech companies and engineering firms are really eager to hire our students with internship or actually with the full-time jobs. Our advising team is here to support you as we match the major and technical electives and general education courses, personal and professional inspiration with local and global careers. Being in this location is actually a big advantage because you are actually at ground zero of the revolution of technology. Whatever happened in the tech world, you're going to find it here in the Silicon Valley. Thank you for taking the time listening to this presentation. Remember, we are here to help you. Please feel free to to contact us if you have any questions. We have our email on the screen, engineering-success@sjsu.edu. And we'll be more than happy and eager to answer your questions. Please, connect with us on Facebook. We have a wonderful page, and we post a lot of updated information about our activities with Facebook, and it's help you, it's keep you updated about what's going on with the center, what's going on with the College of Engineering, what's going on with the university, and what's going on with the tech world and the Silicon Valley in general. Thank you so much, and we wish you all success. And remember, we are here to help. If you have any questions, just let us know. Thank you.
Awesome. That voice in the video was our very own Ahmed Banafa. He is one of our faculty advisors, and he is also a lab instructor for Intro to Engineering. So you might see him in one of your classes. And fun fact about Professor Banafa is he was named the #1 voice in tech on LinkedIn. So, and now Jack will share what programs we offer in the College of Engineering.
Thank you, Sarah. The Success Center in the College of Engineering advises and supports students in all 12 different majors that are distributed across the 10 various departments that you see. Computer and software engineering are grouped in the computer engineering department, and chemical and material engineering are in one department. Next slide. The university provides campus-wide advising support as well. The Advising and Academic Retention Services, formerly known as AARS, has a more general role in advising, but also provides or advising the students that do not have a declared major, and also advises pre-nursing students. Each college has a Student Success Center. The College of Engineering Student Success Center has a dedicated staff, as Professor Banafa pointed out, supporting a wide range of services for our engineering students. The staff includes full-time professional advisors for both undergraduate and graduate students, as well as academic advisors, which Professor Banafa called guided pathway advisors, who help students from the very beginning of their matriculation, generally the first, or if not, the first semester, the second semester. We also have students on our staff, which are peer leaders, and as Professor Banafa pointed out, they play an essential role in interacting and helping with students. Major advisors are the faculty in the different departments mentioned earlier. They advise students on a regular basis every semester until graduation, focusing on individual students' progress as it relates to their coursework specific to that student's major related courses, as well as their career interests. This slide represents a typical coursework an engineering student takes as an undergraduate. The row in yellow, the bottom row, if you will, bottom row, the row in yellow represents coursework in what is referred to as general education requirements that all SJSU students need to take. A frequent question that we get asked by newly admitted students or their parents, how realistic is it to graduate in 4 years as an engineer? It is not only realistic, but we highly encourage it. It really depends on how well prepared you are for the college-related classes. For example, if a student takes a Precalculus class in their first semester, if you notice on the right, the pink column on the left, I'm sorry, Math 19 would be the first course they would take that first semester. It may put them a semester behind, since math is a driver for almost every other course that the student needs to take in engineering. However, many students will take summer courses to get back on a 4-year track. So we strongly recommend and encourage, again, trying to complete your degree in 4 years. Guided Pathway Advising begins the freshman year as part of the Introduction to Engineering. The Guided Pathway Advisors in the Engineering Student Success Center are all instructors teaching lectures and or labs, as Sarah and Professor Banafa mentioned, in Introduction to Engineering. A class all engineering majors must take. So it's a great way for us to connect to the students their first semester or second semester at the latest. The Pathway Advisors work with students in creating the most efficient path to graduation. And what I mean by efficient, I mean in terms of avoiding needless classes relative to their major. Again, welcome, and now I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Dura.
Hi, and welcome. Thank you, Jack, and welcome to all the participants. We do have a host of tools like we do have a host of tools to make sure that students stay on path and are able to prepare well and graduate in time, whatever desired time frame they have. We do have a host of online tools to keep them on track and help them with their planning. The most common ones that you're going to see is definitely the roadmap, My Roadmap, which actually has the list of all the classes that you require for graduation in your degree. My Progress basically charts your path. So basically when you take a class, it says you're done. When you're not, it says red. And so you can sort of see what kind of progress you're making towards your degree. And My Planner is a big tool that can help you plan. So if you're planning to take a summer class, how does that affect your, path to graduation? So all of those tools and all the Guided Pathways Advisors, all of us are fluent in all of these tools, and this is accessible to both you as a student as well as the advisors themselves, and both of us can work together to make a plan that sort of satisfies whatever your plan is towards graduation. So all of these tools are available, and it lets you plan and we hope that you'll be using all these tools as you're here in San Jose State to make a plan for graduation. So looking ahead, before orientation, we want to make sure that once you make a decision to come here, please finish the next steps and select your orientation date. Make sure that for us, especially for engineering students, it is very important that the math placement is crucial for your graduation. So we want to make sure that you're placed in the right level of math. So if you have an AP credit, that means you have taken an AP class in math or physics mostly. If you had and you're waiting for the results, it may be, we recommend that you select an orientation in July when the results are out so that you can be placed in the right math class. So so make sure that you select your orientation date and finish your next steps. And after that, don't forget to send your transcripts and your AP scores to San Jose State. If you're looking for what kind of credit you're going to get, you can check out the website called info.sjsu.edu, and that has all the articulation. So you can see if you've taken a class at community college or you have an AP score, an IB score, it lists all of them that will give you actually credit for the classes at San Jose State. And finally, if you're not sure what your placement is or you didn't take an AP class and you want to see where you're going to be placed, you can take the Precalculus Proficiency Assessment, which is, you can find out more information on that at testing.sjsu.edu, and make sure that, so it's a good idea to take it as soon as you can. So check that out in case you do not have any AP credits and you want to be placed into the right math level. So during orientation, you will have, you'll come in for orientation, you'll have a college welcome, and you'll get an overview of who is who in the college, what the departments are, what they offer, and all of that stuff. But one of the important things that you're going to do during orientation is that you're going to actually plan your classes for the fall. And so you're going to choose, so when you come in and you log in to your accounts, your student accounts, you will see that you are already block scheduled in a couple of classes, and you're usually going to be block scheduled in about 5 to 6 units of courses. And those are courses that your major department has selected and to get you started right, so they're already recommended by your department, and those are the classes we want you to be in your first semester. And after that, you're going to select a math course. Again, that is dependent on whether you have AP credits or your testing that you have taken here on campus, or if you have any transfer classes. And then you will select the appropriate math class. And finally, to round it up, if you need to be a full-time student, or whatever number of units you desire to take, you will select some other GE, and we do have other major courses that you can take your first semester. So during this whole process, the ESSC advisors will all be there to help you choose the right classes. If you have any questions during orientation, we'll be there. We'll be working to you during this whole course selection process to make sure you start off on the right foot. So at this point, I will open the forum for questions. And thank you very much for being here. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you. So I can see that we already have some questions. Please type your questions on the Q&A. And I don't know who wants to go first.
I'll go ahead and go first. So I have a question here. It says, I was accepted for civil engineering for fall 2020. Would I be able to still change my major to software engineering? So there is a change of major process in place for the College of Engineering. It is an application-based process. All of our majors in the College of Engineering are what we call impacted. And what that means is that there's a limited number of seats available for each department in each major based on resources and the number of faculty teaching and things like that. Software engineering is one of our most popular majors. And unfortunately, there's not always a space for everybody who wants to be in software engineering. However, there is a change of major process that we were happy to help you guide you through. A lot of the lower division courses in the College of Engineering, a lot of them are same across the multiple majors. So you can still be taking classes towards a new major, and we can help you guide you with that process. So it is definitely possible to change your major within the College of Engineering. Excellent question.
So I'm also seeing a lot of questions on next year and if it will be online. So I would like to state that next year has not yet been like we don't have the answer for that yet. However, SJSU is abiding by the government policies. So once we do know more, we will communicate that with all of you. So keep a lookout for your email on that.
All right. I do see a question here. Do we get any mentors from the industry? So as we mentioned in the video and before, the College of Engineering is deeply entwined with the local community and local industries here in Silicon Valley. We take it very seriously when we say we are powering Silicon Valley. There are lots of different opportunities for mentorship from people from the industry. Our Career Center has a wonderful suite of online tools and in-person appointments and tools to use to help students connect with alumni from the College of Engineering. They're always finding new ways to connect our students with industry. So I encourage you to look at the Career Center's website. And they have a lot of wonderful tools that you can kind of preview before you come here to SJSU.
There's also been questions regarding research opportunities for international students. So for information on research opportunities, you can go to your specific major advisor as they're more aware of the different research opportunities provided on campus. And also someone asked if San Jose State University is a research college. Although it is not a research institution, we do provide a lot of research opportunities available that you can work alongside with your major advisor. And there's even an Office of Research and Innovation that would help you plan out those steps as well.
All right. I do see another question here. If I take Precalculus during my senior year in high school, do I need to take the calculus placement exam to enroll in Math 30P, 30PL, or Math 30? Excellent question. You do need to take the placement exam if you have not received college level credit for calculus. So what that means is The only way really to get out of taking the CPE or the the calculus placement exam is to pass an AP exam or perhaps take community college credit for calculus. Otherwise, you would still need to take the placement exam. That way we can place you into the correct level of calculus and set you up for a solid foundation in your math here at the College of Engineering.
I have a question here. Someone's asking, can I start this summer to attend online classes? You can take courses this summer at the local community college. If you're interested in doing that, there's a great website. It's called assist.org, ASSIST.org. And that will tell you how courses transfer to San Jose State from the community college. If you are interested, I see another question here. If you are interested in taking courses at San Jose State over the summer, you can do that. You can visit our, it's called Open University website, and take courses there over the summer.
All right. I see another question here. What are big companies for civil engineering? Civil engineering, there are many local companies. There are also national companies that have branches here in Silicon Valley. A lot of the bigger ones are CDM, AECOM, and even working for the local county governments as well is a viable option for civil engineers, working for SolidWorks and waste management and working for the city governments and as well as the county governments. You can definitely check out some more information about local opportunities like that with the Career Center. And we do have Career Center liaisons that advise with us through our center. So there's another opportunity for you to get a little bit more information from our wonderful career advisors.
I have a good question here for Jack. This person says, if I've taken the Pltw Intro to Engineering and Principles of Engineering classes in high school, do I still need to take the Intro to Engineering class at SJSU?
Thank you, Sarah. That's a great question. I've been asked that quite a bit over the past few years. The answer, unfortunately, is no. The Pltw that you took in high school, which is great, class because I'm very familiar with it, is related in some respect in terms of the type of activities in general that you'll be doing for Introduction to Engineering. However, Introduction to Engineering is more like Pltw on steroids. So if you look at the lab activities associated with what you did in Pltw, designing a robot maybe, or just looking at the engineering process, you'll be doing that, but multiple times in terms of effort and skills required. So you don't get the same credit. You have to take Introduction to Engineering. Plus, we cover in Introduction to Engineering other classes that actually double count. So for example, meeting an Area E requirement, which is a general education requirement, taking Introduction to Engineering, you get credit not only for Introduction to Engineering, which is a major class for all engineering majors, but you also get credit for general education class, Area E. So unfortunately, you do have to take Introduction to Engineering, even if you have Pltw. But I have to tell you this, that Pltw students that do come to San Jose State, we have a good percentage of them that do come here. They turn out to be outstanding students. They do excellent in the Introduction to Engineering class, especially when it comes to teamwork. They take a leadership role. They're very conscientious and very responsible. So again, welcome to the Pltw students that come here. We look forward to having them.
I have a question here. Do aviation students have any other support besides the Engineering Student Success Center? Yes, so students are always, all the resources on campus that is available to all SJSC students are available to aviation students as well. In the engineering department, we have the Engineering Student Success Center that helps all engineering students. In addition, they always have their own major departments to help. So for any students in any departments, the Engineering Student Center is sort of helps any engineering student. but they always have their own departments to help them as well. So we do have all the resources available on campus, plus the engineering students for particular questions that arises for our engineering students. And then for each major, you have the major departments also, of course, are there to support you.
I have a question here from Vladimir. How much general education are we able to skip with AP tests and concurrent courses? A lot. So if you've taken any AP tests that are reflected in general education classes, or if you've taken a community college class, for many, again, especially in California, community college classes, the general education courses, there's a high probability that the course you're taking at the community college will be equivalent to our general education classes here. So AP tests and concurrent courses absolutely have application to general education courses you would take here at San Jose State.
I also have a question saying, is the Intro to Engineering guaranteed for our freshman year? Also, does it cover all branches of engineering? So Intro to Engineering, Engineering 10 is required for all of the engineering majors within the College of Engineering. And we do hold spots available for first year students to take Engineering 10 as part of your first year list of courses.
If I could piggyback on what Jesus just said, and I think this may be the question Jesus was addressing, it's from Anonymous, but is the Intro to Engineering guaranteed for our freshman year? So to answer that specifically, generally speaking, you may be blocked in the first semester, fall semester, but if not, you'll be definitely taking it just spring semester. So almost every freshman engineering major will have completed Introduction to Engineering after their first year.
And I have a question here from attendee here saying that, hello, I'm an incoming freshman, and I'm curious to ask, is it possible to change my CE major to an ME major during fall 2020? Unfortunately, you do have to finish a couple of required classes before you can switch majors. So we do have, so please come and see us. And it is not possible to change the first semester. You have to finish the required classes, and it usually takes at least 2 semesters to complete all the requirements for ME. So in order to switch majors, but the thing is, for all our engineering majors, most of the lower division courses are, especially in math and physics, are similar. So you'll be doing classes like as a CE major, but you're also satisfying major classes for the ME. So you should definitely, if you're thinking of switching majors, definitely come and see us at the ESSC, and we can lead you through the process, and we can tell you when you'll be able to switch your major.
I have a good question here. If I don't have any AP credits to bring with me to college, is it possible to graduate in 4 years in an engineering major? Yes, it is possible to graduate in 4 years. One of the biggest things that helps in graduating in 4 years is being calculus ready. So that's why we ask that especially if you don't have AP credit, to take the PPA, the Precalculus proficiency test to see where you place. If you're not able to take calculus your first semester, you can still graduate in 4 years, but you just might need to take a summer class.
I have a question here, kind of talking about changing your major, but also talking about minors. Would it make sense for a civil engineer major to minor in something art related, such as graphic design? In the College of Engineering, you can declare minors. This requires major advisor approval. And generally speaking, what major advisors are looking for when they go to approve a minor is time to graduation. We want to make sure that our students are graduating in a nice, efficient path. Sometimes adding a minor can add additional units to your degree. And as long as you can prove that you can graduate within a reasonable amount of time, then generally speaking, the major advisors are willing to sign off on adding minors. And that goes for minors generally within and outside of the College of Engineering.
I also have a question in regards to change of major. If I want to change my major from electrical engineering to computer science in second semester, do I need to take subjects from both the majors in first semester? So typically for your first semester, you're doing a lot of the general education classes and classes that would lead up to the majors, such as like chemistry, engineering 10. So typically electrical engineering, computer science classes, your first semester would look very similar from one to the other.
Are you talking computer science or computer engineering? Because if it is computer science, it's a little bit different because it's a different department. But if it's computer engineering, this is correct. But if it's computer science that you're thinking, then in that case, you will have to contact the College of Science to find out their requirements. And we can help you with that as well. Like we can actually help you make the connections. If that.
I have another question here. I'm taking AP Calc BC my senior year. What math course should I choose? Well, it all depends on the score that you get for your AP Calc BC exam. If you do score high well enough, you'll be probably placed in Math 32, which is multivariable calculus. If not, you might be placed in Math 31, and that would be the second semester of Calculus, Calculus 2, which talks about, again, integration. So again, all depends on your score.
Yes, and on the same vein, I have another question for Madeline. I'm taking AP Calculus AP exam this coming May. I won't receive my score until June, beginning July. If I don't pass the test, will I still be able to take the exam? Yes, you can take the exam. You don't have to wait to see whether you pass the test or not. You can still take the exam to get placed in the right math.
I have a question here. Do you advise on behalf of the aviation department? I actually do advise this semester students in the aviation department. We at the ESSC, we do some major advising for specific majors, and sometimes it can kind of vary semester by semester depending on the needs of the department and the needs of the students. But yeah, we do major advising. Excellent question.
There's another question again regarding an AP. Can I skip any course from getting a 3 in the AP Calc AB exam? Yes, a score of 3 is usable, but however, like you can skip Math 30, which is our first level of Calc 1, the beginning calculus. However, we have found that it depends on where you are and how comfortable you feel. So let's talk about that when you come for orientation. But yes, in short, yes, if you get a 3 on the AP Calc AB exam, you can skip the first level of math.
All right. I see a few questions that are very similar. So asking kind of like the average salary or what are some big companies for industrial technology or biomedical engineering. It seems to be a few questions asking around the specific fields. Chances are the best source of information for that will be through the Career Center and using the Career Center tools on their website and asking their maybe major advisors for some guidance there as well, because those can vary a little bit, and definitely the Career Center and your major advisors and the faculties in your department will be able to give you a bit more specific information on starting salaries and major companies that you can work with.
You can also check on Glassdoor. So Glassdoor actually gives you an average salary for most, careers. You can just type what kind of job you're going to do, like, interns or beginning engineers. So they can give you a kind of like a salary range.
I see a question here. Would we graduate in 3 years with general course credits from a community college, or would still be ending up 4 years? That depends on how many courses you are actually able to take at the community college. If you are able to complete a vast majority of them at a community college, then it can certainly help free up your time here at SJSU. It's a little difficult to graduate within anything less than 4 years sometimes, but I would say taking courses at a community college during the summer or kind kind of before you get started here will certainly free up your semesters for your major courses.
I have one here from Matthew. I took calculus at a community college my senior year of high school. Does that mean I don't have to do the math placement test? Well, if you already have credit for a community college class, calculus class, again, and it does articulate that, in other words, it's equivalent to San Jose State's calculus class, no, you don't have to take the math placement test. Again, that credit would be transferred over as if you took it here at SJSU.
I have another AP related question. If I'm taking an AP Calculus AB class, but not taking the AP test, what math class would I qualify for during my first semester? In order to receive college level credit for an AP class, you need to complete and pass the exam. Unfortunately, you do not get college level credit if you do not pass the exam. So chances are your best bet would be to take the PPA. And if you've been able to take the information in, chances are you can still test into calculus, but it will not be an automatic placement. You would have to take the placement exam.
I see here a question saying, besides basic math, English, and science courses, are there any other class requirements such as art? There are other requirements such as art. Art specifically ties in with our C general education requirement, which is arts and humanities. And there's also a US history requirement as well.
I have a class question here. How far behind would I be if I start off with pre-calculus? Well, as I mentioned earlier, if you start out with pre-calculus your first semester, again, that is not part of your major, if you will, in terms of math classes that you need to have as required by your major. So it puts you essentially a semester behind. Again, assuming that's the only class you're not prepared for. So for example, having a physics background in terms of a general physics or AP physics during high school can help you, again, start off with physics 50, our first semester physics, the second semester. So in other words, for the pre-calculus side of things, you're going to be off by a semester. So you'll be taking Math 19, the pre-calculus class, and then taking Math 30, the second semester right off of that. So you'll be a semester behind, but then you can make it up that following summer by taking Calculus 2, Math 31, if you will, that summer, and you'll be back on track, assuming that's the only class that you're behind on.
Also, kind of piggybacking off of that, if you start with Math 19 your first semester, if you are able to take Math 30 then over the summer, it's not necessarily falling behind. It's more just you might need to use that summer to catch up.
I see a question, is dual enrollment possible? If yes, how does it work? Dual enrollment is possible with a community college and being enrolled at San Jose State University. For more information, you would want to contact financial aid so that your aid is distributed appropriately.
Okay. I have a question here. I am a high school student. I haven't been able to contact my community college to send in my official transcript. Will I get credit for what I put down in my SJSU application? Also, when is the deadline to submit the college transcript? As far as transfer credit goes, sometimes it can take a little bit of time for it to post to the SJSU account. So as long as you can provide, for example, you're doing your registration of your courses, as long as you can provide an unofficial transcript, generally speaking, we can block you into the appropriate classes while we wait for your transfer credit to post to SJSU.
Thank you, Shelby. I have a question here. So he's asking, because we have been talking mostly about AP, right? But this is for an international student. So he's asking, what about IB? We do have schools with IB here as well. IB Math HR credits. Can I start in Math 32 first semester? As far as I can see, Math HL for IB will give you Math 30. And that means if you get credit for that, you will start in Math 31, which is, integrals. So that's what you're going to start with. It doesn't give you credit for Math 30 and Math 31. It just gives you credit for Math 30.
So we have another question. This person says, I am taking AP Calculus BC. My orientation date is the first date available, so I won't know my score when choosing classes. Which math class do you advise I take? So we would not want you to sign up for math until we know what your score was. So we would leave probably a spot for math on your schedule.
So I have a question here. I am a senior in a pre-calculus class. Do I need to take my take a math placement test to get into calculus class my freshman year? Yes, if you do not have any college level credit for calculus, then you will need to test into calculus your freshman year.
I see a question here. If I enroll in the Humanities Honors Program, will it be difficult to stay on track with my credits? So for the Humanities Honors Program, it does cover GE such as the C, GE for Arts and Humanities, and the DG and the US History. So for more information on that, you will see on your general education courses that the Humanities Honors Program will actually cover those courses. So it actually makes for you to take those general education courses a lot faster.
If I can piggyback off of what Sjsu said, the Humanities Honors Program is it's an excellent opportunity for our students to get involved in the campus here at SJSU. I will say that it does cover a lot of GE requirements. It also is a, I believe, 12 units, and it is over multiple semesters. So if you are interested in joining the Humanities Honors Program, we definitely advise you to meet with an advisor, and we can help you kind of map out and more detail the classes that you can take and when to take them. So highly encourage students who are interested in Humanities Honors to have a direct appointment with one of our advisors.
Another question here. I've requested an official transcript from community college for my Spanish class, excuse me, to be sent directly to SJSU. How can I verify that you have received the transcript? Well, the best way to find that out is by checking into what's my SJSU account. There we will definitely show you the credits you may have had from either community college and AP credit, but my SJSU or my SJSU account will show or reveal that information.
I have two questions about the PPA. So someone asked, how many times can I take the PPA? You are able to retake it one time. So that would be a total of 2 times to take it. There is some practice tests that you can do before you officially take it. And then someone asked if it's mandatory for all incoming students. It's the only, if you do not have AP credit or any kind of other transfer testing credit for calculus, it's the only way we can place you into calculus if you're ready. So we highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you do not take the test and do not have any kind of transfer credit for math, then you would need you would be placed in pre-calculus.
So going on from there, there is a question here similar to what we've been answering. I'm taking AP Calculus AB in high school with a passing grade, but not taking the AP test. Can I retake Calc AB my first semester without having to take a placement test? So you cannot take AP tests once you are in college. So those are mostly for high school. So, so what you will do if you don't take a placement test, you will be placed in whatever level that's pre-calculus. So you will have to, decide on that. But you cannot take Calc AB or any AP test after you are a college student. And piggybacking on that, the next question. Oh, sorry. I think Jack, you want to answer that?
Sure. Is Math 30 the equivalent of AP Calc AB? That is correct, assuming the score is 3 and above. So if you get a 3 and above on the AP Calc AB exam, then that would be given credit for Math 30, which is Calc 1, the first semester of calculus at San Jose State.
I have a question here. I am an international student. I had calculus in my senior year high school curriculum. So how can I determine what math class do I need to take for the first semester? If you took calculus as a high school student, but it was not an AP or IB class and therefore not a college level credit, then you would just take the PPA, the Precalculus placement exam, and you know, we'll be able to get place you in math according to the score that you get.
Okay, I have another question regarding, as an incoming engineering student with no AP credit, what placement exams could I take to skip certain classes? So the only placement exam you have is the math exam. So if you want to skip certain classes, you can take the CLEP, but please come and see at the ESSC and we can help you with that. But for the placement on the topic of placement exams, the only placement exam is to skip the first math, is to get into the first math or skip the first math. So that's the only only placement exam that we offer.
Are there honors programs for engineering? Unfortunately, there is not. There have been some attempts to have this in the past few years, but haven't been successful in that arena. I know there are a number of professors that would like to see an honors program for engineering, but at the moment, we do not have one yet.
Okay, I have a longer question here. I'm currently taking Calculus BC at my local community college. If I pass the course with a C or better, how much credit would I receive for my general education? So I'll kind of break this question down. So depending on how many units the college level course is, that's how many units will translate over to SJSU. So if you're taking a 3-unit or a 4-unit class at a community college that has semesters, then the semester units will be the same here at SJSU. If you're taking them at a quarter school, so like De Anza or Foothill, where they have 4 quarters rather than 2 semesters, there is a conversion for the units, but it does not necessarily matter what the units are. It's more that the class will be satisfied by taking the equivalent class at a community college. And the second part of this question is, I already have earned a 4 in AP Calculus AB. Congratulations. So what would be the max course? So you would essentially test into, let's see, I believe Math 32, Calculus 3. Additionally, if I happen to receive a D in a community college course, would my admission to SJSU be revoked? No, that is not the case. However, that that grade would transfer to SJSU. All college level credit is transferred to SJSU and will become a part of your overall GPA. So it does not necessarily mean that you will get your admissions revoked. It will count towards your overall college level credit though.
Thank you, Shelby. I'm going to take this one last question and then we're going to have to let everyone go so they can get to their next webinar meetings that start at 2. But for the final question, Dunk asked, my enrollment date will be turned on for May 7th and the classes will be started from August 15th on. I cannot make an appointment with the counselor now, even online myself. So our incoming freshmen are going to register at orientation. The May 7th date that you're probably seeing is for our current freshmen to register for classes. So you'll, again, you'll be block enrolled, and then at orientation, whichever date you are coming, you'll register for the rest of your classes. So sorry, we had a few more questions we weren't able to get to, but I just want to say thank you all so much for attending. Again, there were so many great questions. If you have any follow-up questions for us, please email us at success-engineering@sjsu.edu. You can see it on the slide. And again, this presentation will be posted online later this week at sjsu.edu/admitted Spartan Day. And I also want to encourage you to check out the webinars that SJSU is offering for tomorrow. There will be admissions counselors available offering webinars to cover the next steps in the admissions process. They can help answer any questions you have about finalizing your intent to enroll and any other questions you have. They'll also have a workshop for our incoming Frosh and how to prepare for orientation. So again, thank you, and we hope to see you soon.
See you in the fall.
In the fall. Bye-bye.
Bye.